Minnesota, we know, is the land of 10,000 plus lakes. It's also the home of avid readers and library supporters.
Well, you put those two things together and you know what you get? Well, you get something called a floating library. Rosko checks out some books in a whole new way.
You can't swim up to it, but you can paddle up to it, whether by kayak, canoe, stand-up paddleboard, right up to the floating library. I am joined by Sarah Peters. I don't think I've ever checked out a book like this quite before. What a fabulous idea. I'm just going to guess that you've spent some time on our lakes here in Minnesota, Sarah.
Well, really, the birth of this project was that I built a boat a number of years ago, and I spent many summers rowing around in this little handmade rowboat and had a different experience of the water in something that I made with my own hands. And what I like to do is row out and read books and just drift on the water. And so as an artist, I make books. And so all of that came together here in the floating library.
And all these books are pretty special, including ones commissioned this year for the floating library. This is Molly Balcom Raleigh, one of 3 artists commissioned to make books for this project. If I got hungry out on the lake, I could eat this book, but you probably don't recommend it. It's sort of for the fish.
Yeah, it's technically edible by humans and fish and other invertebrates that might be inhabiting the lake. It's made from seaweed and potato starch.
I think I saw a sushi roll come in this once.
Right, and if you'll hold that page. And so then it's a printing of a short play that I wrote based on a theater artist named Kobo Abe's work in the 60s and 70s. I really liked his work, and he had a play that he'd produced called Fake Fish, so I wrote a response play. And then when you're done reading the play,
it does smell a little fishy.
Yeah.
I remember the smell of fish flakes. Okay, it says, when you are finished enjoying this book, drop the pages into the lake for them to feast on. I think there's a duck waiting for you. Can we give it a shot? Let's give it a shot. Let's just rip off a little bit of the back page.
Here,
Oh, ducky. Visual artist Erika Rowe is also challenging our idea of what a book is with your commission for this project. You used a 3D camera. Tell us about your project.
Well, I've got these little boxes, and inside you'll find a viewer and 5 slides. The slides have 3D images on them. They just drop into the viewer, and they're kind of like Viewmasters that a lot of people had as kids. And the 3D images have always been really fascinating to me because they have this sort of frozen time, frozen space feeling.
So do all of the images deal with boats and boat making?
They do, yeah. I was kind of taking some cues from the idea of a floating library and dealing with water and using model boats, toy boats in various unusual bodies of water.
Well, put on your PFD and get ready to see your library in a whole new way. The floating library will be at Cedar Lake in Minneapolis this weekend, and the following 2 weekends, Lake Winona on September 13th. Back to you.